Hello guys, Moukass here. What's up? I loved the last live stream, it brought a smile to my face. I find myself hyped for this game again and again. Each time they do a live stream, I'm hyped. Oh sure, I'm hyped. GX11, I'm hyped. So like now it's been 6 years and I'm still having fun playing Planetside 2. I started playing at launch and I'm still having a ton of fun discovering new stuff, trying new weapons, new loadouts. Now with the ASP systems there is so much customization and all the implants to try, so I'm always finding out new stuff. It's crazy. So they did a recap of what they have implemented this last year and it's really good. They mentioned the revamp of the construction system, the IRL anomalies. For me, my favorite new things recently, I don't know if it's still new, but the ambusher jets, obviously. I'm having a ton of fun jumping around. I love to be able to spawn vehicles from the map screen, it saves me so much time. One of my favorite change ever is the router, is the construction item that enables you to set up spawns almost anywhere. I love the massive customization possible with the ASP system, the fact that you can equip battle rifles, SMGs in your secondary, the implant system that's getting very complex and some implants that are very valuable. I love the meltdown alerts, how they end, the cool rewards that we get. I already got helmets from these rewards, it's so cool. I got decals, I got a lot of ISO, a lot of certs. So I see everyone is very motivated to win the alerts. It's just that some are more interesting than others. And of course the IRL anomalies is also one of my favorite changes. The epic air battles that it creates, and in fact that it got me back into flying. Again, there is many weapons to try out. Right now I'm trying a build with the Coyote missiles and the Mustang. Even when we are getting wrecked, it can be interesting. You can try to take down 1 or 2 aircraft before going down, and then bailing with the light assault, and then keep shooting with the rocket rifle. It's free to do, so I'll try all kind of stuff. You can easily surprise yourself when flying. Sometimes you think there is a big enemy force in front of you, but no one reacts to you, and you can start wrecking the aircraft one by one. And after 5 minutes and out of ammo, you don't understand how you're still alive. Flying is extremely immersive, and I get reminded by that each time there is an RL anomaly and I participate. Sometimes small quality of life changes can make a huge difference. Like recently they added new loading screens that look awesome, that look so cool. And they changed the feel of the game. Since we spent quite some time on the loading screens when redeploying from base to base, these new screens tickle my imagination and make the game look more deep, more interesting. The art has character and it makes you want to know more. The stream brought a smile to my face because we can see that the team is going strong and they're having fun. They're having fun developing Planetside 2, fixing the problems and improving it each time. Like we can see the passion in how they talk, so it's very enthusiastic. The biggest change they announced in the live stream is that the game will start running on DX11, DirectX 11, which will help the performance for most players. They announced at least 20% performance boost, which is so cool. I can't wait to play with the shadows on. This is when the game looks the most epic. Huge battles with the shadows on in the forest, in the night and the tracers. This is the craziest epicness. But I cannot have this currently. I have to put my shadows off, so I can stay above 50 FPS in big fights. It's really hard to imagine that the game is currently running on DX9. It's like 15 years old. So the other interesting and cool looking change is the NS Operative. That's like a new 4th faction that will try to compensate for population imbalance. They're gonna go for underpopped fight to give a chance for the underdogs, and they'll only use NS weapons. I really like the models, they don't seem too out of place for robots, and it starts to make the game look very diverse and sophisticated with all these faction stories. We see this NS logo everywhere, on the weapons, on the crates, on the bases. So it's cool to now see NS, the operatives, like the real people, the robots. GG Doku Industries rocks. Sorel also announced a new alert that's coming, and I really like the concept. It's gonna be Escort the Ants. It's about harvesting Corsium and filling big NS silos the fastest possible, competing with the other factions. So like the IRL anomalies, I think it's gonna create some huge vehicle battles to escort the ants, to harvest the Corsium and then to unload it, and they get the reward. So there's gonna be tons of tanks and harassers and libs around to protect all this and fight. I can't wait to see this. More epicness, I'm all for it. So GG Daybreak, I love the news you have shared with us. You keep reigniting my passion for the game, even after 6 years, and I'm very picky with my games. Right now what bothers me the most is the fact that most of the fights on Indar and Esamir are becoming repetitive. I would love more flexibility in the lattice system, more bases like Sarah's Hydrophonics, more bases like Tialos. These bases are amazing, they're so well done, there's nice cover, there's places for the centers to deploy. Of course a new continent would be the best. On my server Miller I regret that most of the combat is on Indar and Esamir. People seem to avoid Hassin and Amirish fights are rare. So it starts to get really repetitive, especially on Esamir where the lattice is very restrictive. Also the Corsium is rare and the no deployed zone for construction are so restrictive that you rarely see fights in construction bases, and those were my favorite because they force you to go out in the open. So I'd love more ways for construction to integrate into the base game, so maybe reduce these huge no construction zones and have Corsium more available on the map. Right now I'm having a ton of fun playing on different servers. I think Emerald is hilarious. Sometimes I join platoons and people are just chatting and broadcasting music.
Everybody get around him and flash your headlights. So I can come up and mine it because I'm coming up in an air.
He jumped out.
This is the definition of cyberbullying.
He jumped up and was jumping up and down on the prowler.
Revoke.
I think it's so refreshing, they're not even fighting. I had this a few weeks ago and I found this hilarious. And I created a new NC on Cobalt just to feel noob again. It's BR20 right now or something like that. I wanted to see how was the progression now after the improvements for the new players, because there's still a lot of people joining the game. And I could see on NC Cobalt that I could be competitive from the very first battle ranks. And I really appreciated my playtime even with the very little stuff unlocked. So it's a huge change compared to the ground we had to go before. I remember when I grew up my character on Woodman from BR0 to 100, it was such a grind to get all the vehicles, to get all the weapons I wanted. Now you get XP for everything, you get XP for hitting a tank with a rocket, you get XP for damaging an aircraft. Before you didn't have any of that. So I think the progression is now thrilling for new characters. I had a very competitive medic with a good assault rifle, the attachments I like, and I could get some crazy moments even with almost nothing. So they announced a few more additions like changes to the spawn system, some throwing knives, the BFRs, but not much informations. Honestly I would like that they fix some very simple things. I've been talking about it for a long time, but for squad play I would like to be able to see the 9-9 count of my squad members. This would be much more useful for me to know than to know if they have a squad boost. I want to be able to know how much 9-9s my squad mates have. This will make leadership so easy because I'm still asking who can pull this, who can pull that. I would like that your 9-9 count appear on the map screen and on the death screen, because sometimes I often miss how much 9-9s I have.
1 minute 20.
I would like the name of the people talking to appear on the map screen. When you're just checking the map, you don't see who's talking in the platoon or in the squad. I'm getting really annoyed by the maxes in infantry fights that are, I think, ruining them sometimes. I think they should have more of a support role and not an infantry killing role. I still think the C4 delay is too long, I would reduce it a little bit. I really hate that the rocket launchers don't kill ESFs in one shot. Before the default dumbfire rockets would put an ESF on fire in one shot. Now they don't even put it on fire, it's like you have done nothing. I really missed the Dalton montages back in the one-shot time. Many of the bases on Indar and Esamir have no decent deploy garage for the Sandy, and the fights end up very fast because the Sandy is very easy to take down. Also, most bases should have infantry terminals to hack for more tactical plays. Some bases you cannot even hack the vehicle terminal because it's in the paint field. I really don't like the fact that you don't see the reload circle of your gunner when you're driving. I think it would really help teamwork. I would like to see the hit markers and the reload circle of my gunner when I'm driving a harasser. I'm a big fan of the logistics specialist implant. Now that I own it, I realize how convenient it is. I have a much easier time finding a gunner when I'm in a squad because they can just spawn on my harasser from the map screen. It's so convenient. I used to spend ages trying to find a gunner for my harassers. Now being a squad with this implant makes it much easier, and I think this should be a feature for all the vehicle drivers in squads. I just love this implant, it makes things so much easier. So anyway, this was a short update on what I think of the game currently. Let me know what you want to see in the game. I'm curious to know what are you the most excited about. The link to the Planetside 2 livestream will be in the description if you want to check. GG Daybreak. I'm hyped. Yalla, have a good day. Stay epic. Bye bye guys.
Nice double kill. Nice triple kill.
Planetside 2 actually operates on a very like grassroots sort of level with getting. I mean, being free to play is obviously part of getting all those new players and such. But we don't honestly do like a lot of marketing.
No, we don't. It's the existing players of the game.
Exactly.
They get people to play the game. And we're looking at other routes of trying to attract more people to the game in 2019. And doing a DX11 port allows for us to do some major marketing pushes that weren't really possible for us before. And so if you guys keep pulling the weight that you guys have been pulling, we're going to be doing a lot more on our end. There's going to be a lot more new noobs for you guys to...
Oh, absolutely. Let no one fool you. The health of the game is great. It's a testament to the community and the players of the game, as well as the developers that have come before us and set up this game that's kind of still unique in its market in a lot of ways.
It's one of a
kind.
kind.
Nothing like it. It's one of a kind. So, getting new players a chance to.
It won't always be forever. Got to get cracking.
First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek.